Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's live session. I am, of course, Ambrose Blowfield, Director of the Sales Mastery Company and the Marketing Company, and it's my privilege today to cover off a topic that is absolutely near and dear to my heart. In fact, for close to 20 years, this is one of the most popular subjects we've been asked to speak at when it comes to conferences and speeches, whether it's face-to-face on the ground in local New Zealand where we are, or likewise internationally around the world. How on earth do we maximize the integration between sales and marketing, or marketing and sales? Now, some of you who have seen me, I've been through that debate on stage with the fantastic Mike Clark and also Paul Avens in the UK as well, of which is more important, sales and marketing. And hopefully, if you did see me live a few years back, you come to the conclusion of both are important to our business. Today, I want to address, in particular within sales and marketing, some of the secrets around inbound marketing and inbound sales. Now, if you've been connecting with us via LinkedIn and other forms of social media this week, you will, of course, have downloaded a workbook or a added template that looks something along these lines. If you haven't and you do want access to that, please comment GROW in the chat box or in the comment section so that one of our team members can get that into your hands. Likewise, our team have likely already posted it because they're so diligent and so fantastic. They probably already posted a link for you to be able to access that particular document. And in fact, that's one of the documents I want to speak into today and really pick out a few of those critical areas. Now, before I do, I also want to comment. Today's topic is part or forms a minor part of our 12-month program, which is the Sales Mastery Academy. In particular, this is about scaling your team. So there's 4 growth areas I'll come to later on that any team absolutely needs to maximize both their sales and their profit outcomes for their business. This one is all about the scaling of your team and scaling of your inbound. In fact, that's the nature of today's topic, scaling and the secrets of inbound marketing and inbound sales. Now, of course, before we kick into that, there is that little debate over, do we call it marketing and sales, or do we call it sales and marketing? And we've been very deliberate with this document and with today's topics, as we always are, around marketing comes first. Now, that doesn't say marketing is more important. It's simply that marketing precedes sales 99 times out of 100. I'm not saying there aren't exceptions. There is that 1 in 100, but marketing does precede sales. In fact, if you've got your workbook and you were to jump to the 3rd page in that workbook, I just want to say you've got to get this bit absolutely clear. Traditionally, and this is the early days of us teaching this around the world, traditionally people used to say, if you take a military analogy to marketing and sales, or sales and marketing, you often debate and say, well, marketing are bombers. They kind of go and soften up the ground ahead of the infantry, and sales are the infantry that go in for the kill. Now, I don't particularly like military analogies because I don't like the idea or concept in salespeople's minds of you need to kill your customers, because there's 2 fundamental things. Firstly, that's not good for attention or even the first up payment. But secondly, that creates a win-lose type mentality, or the assumption of scarcity. There are always more sales to go after. There are always more opportunities out there. In fact, we always, in the world of sales and marketing, should have an abundance mentality, where if we do the right thing in the right direction, in the right way, and for the right people, we'll always win. There's always more opportunity, whether that's in your local environment or town, whether it's in your domestic economy, locally or internationally as well. There's always more opportunity out there. So I don't like scarcity mindsets. I don't like win-lose type mindsets either. It shouldn't be the perspective of either I win or my client wins. It's about I win because my client wins. Very important psychology around that in the mastery and the mindset around sales. Now, let's also talk about it. We've got to be clear in marketing. Marketing's mission these days is not simply softening up the ground. Yes, part of marketing's mission is about attracting new leads in, and that's what we're thinking about with inbound marketing. But marketing's mission is also to raise the game, or raise the perception of our profile, to position us as thought leaders in the same way a salesperson, if you want to be seen as a trusted advisor, also tries to position themselves as a thought leader. And today's topic covers off both of those. At the same time, with inbound marketing and some fantastic software out there these days, with Salesforce's Pardot, Marketo, HubSpot, and the like, really we can add some more value and add some more positioning around our brand. At the same time, sales, absolutely. We do need to close, handle objections, pitch based on our value proposition, but we also need to get insights from marketing these days so we can advance and deepen conversations. So the way to think about it nowadays is marketing is about attracting the right sort of customers, but allowing them to understand the value about us and maybe provide insights into them so that our sales team can do a better job. And while that's going, obviously, as a sales team, we need to make sure we've maximized opportunities to progress them through the sales pipeline, progress them through the sales purpose. So make sure, first things first, your marketing team is clear about all the different ways they can add value. And likewise, your sales team is clear about how they fit into the cycle. Another one I wanted to comment on, if I may, point 6 and 7 here, the critical success ingredients is mutual respect. And then 7, make sure you help with your planning. I'm just going to take down the topic here. So let's just cover off that. If you find this friction between your sales team and marketing, or marketing and sales, or for that matter, sales team and other divisions, invariably, there is a breakdown in respect, or maybe the respect was never fully accounted for. And this is something we've been coaching teams for, running team days for around the world. You've got to go back to what are your core values around there and get alignment for everybody's core values. And very often, one of your core values might be around either teamwork or respect, or maybe even transparency or something along those lines. You got to keep working your marketing team and keep working your sales team to get alignment to that core values. In fact, the moment there's a minor degree of friction, this is something we teach around customer service alignment or customer experience training as well. The moment there's misalignment or disrespect or miscommunication or just simply a level of tension, we instantly get the risk going of, well, hang on a minute, our team does it this way, their team does it the other way, surely it's our way is right. Now, unfortunately, that's just not going to work. Once you get to a situation of it's them and us, you will lower your level of communication, you'll lower your level of support for one another, and ultimately, your customers will lose out. Now, who loses out if your customers lose out? You do. Whether you're the business owner like most of our customers around the world, or your sales or marketing team leader, or you're simply working in sales, marketing, or customer service, the moment there's a breakdown internally around communication, eventually we will lose because our customer standards and experience will have to drop at some stage. So just take a moment and just look at yourselves and go, have we got mutual understanding? Have we got mutual respect between these two teams? It is so critical in this day and age, given the fact that customers are more choosy than ever before, they're less loyal than ever before, they can jump ship more easily than before, whether it's to your local competitor or even potentially to an international competitor of yours. We have to work doubly hard to maximize our alignment from sales to marketing, from marketing to sales. Very, very important around that. At the same time, we need sales to help lead marketing. Now, if I may just touch on an area of that, and it's something we often have to talk with businesses when we're working with them one-on-one, where sales doesn't get to dominate marketing, and they don't necessarily need to tell marketing everything marketing needs to do. You know, I don't like it when I hear endlessly of a marketing team and speaking to marketing managers or marketing coordinators and saying, look, what are your challenges? And they say, oh, our salesperson keeps rocking up, dumping work on my lap and saying, see you in an hour, get it done. Doesn't allow me to become proactive. In fact, that can cause a huge impact on your motivation of your marketing team or marketing person, as well as the challenges that they face to become more proactive and more strategic. In fact, your marketing needs to have a structured plan. It's got to have a structured budget. It should be planned at least 1 year in advance. That doesn't say that you don't need the 3 and 5 year strategic goals in marketing, but certainly from a marketing day-to-day planning perspective, it's all about 12 months, budgeted, timelines, prioritized. Very, very important to do that. If your sales team dominate your marketers, you don't ever get to shift to becoming more proactive than reactive in marketing. So that's a problem you've got to avoid. At the same time, your sales team have good knowledge of clients, of past customers, of lost customers, and of competitors. So we should be leveraging that sales team knowledge in a structured way to help the marketers within your team produce content that your prospective customers and your existing customers are going to lap up. Now, that content can be in the form of a blog or an article or a social media post. It can obviously be in the form of an audio or a template, or likewise a downloadable tool or calculator. Obviously, a video or running a webinar such as I'm running right now, or a live talk for you right now, it's a way to add value and to educate your clients or potential clients about what you do and how you do it, to give them some added value in that process, and then hopefully get them to a stage at which they go, you know what, I've watched some of your stuff, I like what you're doing, I want to engage. And when we talk about inbound marketing, and for that matter, inbound sales, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to add value into that process. You're trying to show them, I understand your challenges. We understand the challenge. We've coached over 15,000 businesses around the world across pretty much every sector, except the sectors we won't go into, such as, tobacco and gambling and things like that, because it just doesn't do it for us. It's not aligned to our core principles and values. We get it. Sales and marketing is not always aligned. We get it. Creating lots of inbound leads of the right opportunities is a challenge. That's why it needs constant effort. Adding value with the tools that you do is really, really important. And that's why I want you to engage your sales team and say, don't just leave it to the marketers to decide what gets pushed out there. Talk to your sales team on a regular basis. Now, if you're sitting within the sales team going, you know what, they never asked me, put your hand up. I want you to be the change you want to see in your team. It was one of Mahatma Gandhi's famous quotes, be the change you want to see in the world. Be the difference. Be what you want to see. So offer yourself up. Offer value and add value to your marketing team so they can add value in return. Next up, if I may, I did want to hone in and talk to point 10, which is all about sales can be made without discounting. Now, that's actually one of the 4 pillars or growth pillars of our Sales Mastery Academy, where we're trying to encourage and coach and train people to close without discounting, to close based on maximizing the value proposition, and to very comfortably deal with objections. But it says there in the subsection, it's all about making sure that the salesperson, when they engage with an inbound inquiry or an inbound client, that they are told and shown, this is the content your customers have interacted with. They attended this live event. They read this article. They watched this video. They used this tool. That is gold dust. Now, I'm not saying that a salesperson who receives an inbound marketing lead should not be grateful for that straight up, especially if they're partly commission-based, as about half of our customers' sales reps are around the world. But imagine what it'd be like for a salesperson today versus 30 years ago when this wasn't possible. 30 years ago, it was, here's somebody's name, here's their number, give it a go, get in your car, go see them, or whatever it was. Nowadays, it can be beyond that. Nowadays, we can say to them, here's somebody who's engaged with our content for the last 7 months. At the start, they watched 2 live events, not in person, but online, and they watched for the whole of those events, and they watched an article regarding this or a discussion regarding that. Since then, they did nothing for 2 months, and then they re-engaged, and they've opened the last 3 newsletters, and they've scrolled down and read these articles. They're really concerned about X. All of a sudden, the salesperson doesn't make the phone call saying, hey, do you want to buy something? They get to make a phone call and say, hey, look, I know you've interacted with a few of our articles. In particular, which ones stood out? Oh, well, look, I can't remember which ones they were. Well, look, I know you're investigating this and that and the other. And they go, oh, yes, that's right. Absolutely. And now you can have an intelligent conversation which accelerates and deepens the relationship with the salesperson so that the salesperson can add value, can ask intelligent questions, and can also advise in some way. And the moment your salesperson is positioned as more of a trusted advisor or consultant, then not only does the closing rate increase, but the ability to close without discounting also increases as well. So that's a double-edged opportunity rather than a double-edged sword that we want to get out of this. The last topic, if you have got, of course, the document, is if people are wanting to take things to the next level, I strongly advise that yourself, in particular your sales manager or business owner, books in for a 15-minute scale-up call with one of our coaches. It's absolutely free of charge. You'll get access to that either in the stream of emails you receive from us or likewise on our website itself, just to see if the Sales Mastery Academy is right for you, which is where the content of this came from. And likewise, if there's other areas you want help in. Ultimately, our mission, more than often than not, is to help ethical family companies around the world to grow. That doesn't mean we dismiss all corporate entities who have shareholders rather than family owners, but certainly our passion is to help that small to medium-sized business around the world and to really strive on growing. Today's topic is in trying to encourage you to align your marketing with sales or your sales with the marketing, and to start realizing that both marketing and sales have a part to play when it comes to accessing and scaling your inbound marketing process, and also to feed back into another area of growth, which is the ability to close without discounting. So take time to watch this video with both your sales and marketing team. As I mentioned, if your business owner wants this extra help, get them to reach out to us with a free 15-minute scale-up call. I'm, of course, Ambrose Blofield. We're the Sales Mastery Company, and today is all about you taking action to improve your inbound marketing and your inbound selling. Be sure to take action.